let's talk about the Mekhi Becton situation because I'm concerned about this. It's never good when Mekhi Becton is being held out of practice because Robert Saleh says his knee was bothering him. This was Saleh talking about Becton about 30 minutes ago.
Mekhi's knee just wasn't up for it today, so we just held him back.
Is that going to be longer than today, or do you think it's...
I don't think so. We'll see. It's going to be more day to day, but hoping we can get back out there tomorrow.
Is that the same knee?
Same knee.
Is that something that you guys kind of anticipated that it could kind of happen?
Yeah. We're trying to pace it, trying to get him back up to full speed where he can play an entire game, and so we're just working with him. It's the doctors, our training staff, and coaches, just trying to make sure we do the best we can to get him ready to play a football game.
So, not good, right? His knee that he had surgically repaired was bothering him. Now, let's also be fair to Mekhi. It's July 26th. You're not concerned about Mekhi Becton missing a practice on July 26th when, to put it in perspective, the Jets will play in the Hall of Fame game next week, right? 1 week from tomorrow. And that Hall of Fame game still is then another 4 full weeks until week 1 of the season. So they're right to be precautious with Mekhi. If it's truly, as Saleh said, his knee was bothering him, we just wanted to be careful. We think he'll be back tomorrow. We hope to get him back tomorrow. If that's all it is, then fine. But this is the concern every Jet fan has. They're going into this year, and there's no obvious starting tackles on this team. Dwayne Brown's coming back from shoulder surgery. When's he going to start practicing? Now, the same thing I said about Mekhi, I think you could say about Dwayne Brown. Dwayne Brown could be on the PUP list for another couple weeks, and he's going to show up, and he'll be the left tackle if they need him to be, and probably be an effective left tackle because the guy is just that type of guy, especially with a veteran quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. I think Dwayne Brown will be totally fine whenever he does get on the field. Can he stay on the field, though, at 38 years old? That's the question. A guy like Mekhi, he needs to be on the field because he hasn't been on the field in 2 years. See, Dwayne Brown, when he shows up, he'll be fine. I need Mekhi to be out there getting reps, getting comfortable with his surgically repaired knee. That was, quote, bothering him today. So there's some concern there. I think we'd be naive as Jet fans not to be a little worried about this Mekhi stuff because Dwayne Brown's not practicing right now either. So I really think the key to the Jets is going to be a guy like a Max Mitchell and Billy Turner because they're going to see time this year. Let's say Becton is healthy and he does start week 1. Is he making it through 17 games? Dwayne Brown, is he making it through 17 games? It does feel like the positive with all this, the Jets have way more tackle depth than they've had in years. Like Billy Turner, I think could still play in the NFL as a starter. And some guys are just some guys just benefit from playing in the right scheme. Right? Billy Turner was starting on an offensive line where Aaron Rodgers won 2 MVP awards not that long ago. I think Max Mitchell last year was impressive. And maybe he's the next Jason Fabini for the Jets. Right tackle, 4th round pick, had to start week 1, seemingly out of nowhere. It's the Fabini script all over again. And Max Mitchell, I thought, was playing well last year before the unfortunate blood clot situation popped up and his season was over. But they like him a lot. You talk to anyone around the Jets, they'll tell you how much they think Max Mitchell is just a dog, a guy that they trust. So would it be shocking if the starting right tackle against the Bills is Max Mitchell? I don't think I'd be shocked just because this is your fear with Becton. Can he stay on the field? And I'm not going to panic on July 26th that they're keeping him out of practice, but I hope he's back tomorrow. If he misses another day, you start to go, really? We're doing this again? Because I think Mekhi Becton does need to play in some preseason games. Dwayne Brown doesn't. Dwayne Brown could show up a week before the season, and I think he'd be fine. He knows how to take care of his body. But I think Mekhi Becton, after not playing for 2 years, he does need to get some reps in the preseason. And look, there's still a long way to go till the season. As excited and jacked up as we are that training camp is here, there's still a long way to go before we get to the season. It's July 26th. September 11th is a long way. Down here in Houston, the Houston Texans just had their first practice of training camp today. Think about that. So we got a long way to go. Teams are just starting besides the Jets in Cleveland because they play a game next week. But there is something to the fact that you just want to see the offensive line get out there and consistently play together. There is something to the fact you want to give Aaron Rodgers as many reps as possible with the 5 guys that are most likely going to be starting on opening night. Now, do I think Rodgers needs the tippy top best offensive line to be effective? I don't. Nick Mangold, I thought, said it best when I had him on ESPN New York a couple of weeks back. He's like, an offensive line is important, but it's even more important when you have a young quarterback. Aaron Rodgers will make everyone better because he understands protection schemes. He gets the ball out quick. But no quarterback does well when they're blitzed and under pressure. Like, as great as Tom Brady was he great when he was blitzed and didn't have time to throw? So you want to get the best line out there and get reps and let them get comfortable. Do I think, a poor offensive line would crush Rodgers? No. A poor offensive line would crush Sam Darnold or Zach Wilson because they just were overwhelmed, especially Wilson. Rodgers could figure it out. But you don't want him to get hit. You want to keep him upright as best you can. So I still think the best offensive line the Jets could put out there in week 1 from left to right is Brown, Tomlinson, Tippmann, Vera Tucker, and Becton. But Becton's always a question mark for things like this. Is the knee going to hold up? And if he has to miss some practice time now, does that give a guy like Billy Turner or Max Mitchell the opening they need to start? Today they rotated Max Mitchell and Billy Turner from left to right as far as the tackle spots go. Billy Turner had been the left tackle. They gave Max Mitchell some opportunities today. So the Jets feel like they got 2 guys that could definitely start in place of Becton or Dwayne Brown. And honestly, as much as we say, Becton's definitely going to start if he's healthy, what if the coaching staff trusts Max Mitchell more than Mekhi Becton because he's been out there? What if the coaching staff, Nate Hackett, offensive coordinator, who has been an OC where Billy Turner has started on the line before and Rodgers has won 2 MVPs doing that, prefers Turner over Becton? So Mekhi's got to come back and he's got to play because this coaching staff's not going to wait around for him. They'll wait around for Dwayne Brown because they know what they have in Dwayne Brown. He's a veteran. He's proven that he's still a very good player even at his late age. Last year, he earned the respect of everyone in that locker room and the entire coaching staff because he had a separated shoulder. He could have shut it down, got his, $9 million guaranteed for last year and called it a day. And he did. He played through it until he literally couldn't do it anymore. When the Jets were eliminated, they put him on IR for the last game of the season. So there's some questions with this team. There's no doubt. But overall, I would still say the vibes are very positive. The other takeaway from camp today seemingly is Will McDonald got a chance to practice and look really good. I cannot wait to see what him and Bryce Huff could do in what I'm sure the Jets will call, their NASCAR package. Get some speed out there and rush the quarterback. That, I think, is going to be very exciting. But overall, the positivity from the Jets still remains, but the Becton stuff is certainly something that is worth watching. Let me tell you all about Aura. So I deal as a public figure with this type of stuff happening to me a lot. Let me explain. Have you Googled yourself before? Were you shocked to see personal information exposed on one of those public listing sites? Data brokers make a fortune selling your information to robocalls, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live. Now, this type of stuff is a nightmare for really anyone. That's why I partnered up with Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it impossible for you to get in touch with them. So Aura does all this for you. You go to aura.com/Jake Asman. You get a 2-week trial. So sign up, and then Aura protects you and your family from your information being public. So let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks. You won't regret it. This will make your life a lot easier and give you that really good peace of mind. Start your 2-week free trial. Go to aura.com/Jake Asman. Scan that QR code. It will take you right to my link.